Revealed, the incredible journey of a billionaire who found heartwarming love with a homeless girl. Tyler Morgan, a self-made billionaire, stood at the edge of the city he once called home, gazing up at the glimmering skyline of Chicago. The city shone bright with his success, but deep inside, he felt an emptiness gnawing at him. The corporate hustle that had consumed his life left his heart feeling defeated and tangled with neglect. On this journey back, he was ready to rediscover what he'd lost, unaware of the new path awaiting him under the city's shadows. As he wandered through familiar streets, memories flooded his mind. The laughter of his childhood friends echoed in the corners of his memory, and the warmth of family gatherings danced in his heart. But that warmth now felt miles away, encased in the ice of his high-rise office. In the bustling chaos, Tyler's attention caught on a figure beneath a bridge, a woman wrapped in layers of tattered clothes, her eyes full of resilience. Emma, she would later introduce herself as, began to share tales of survival that sprang from her heart, vibrant stories filled with courage. Their eyes met, a spark ignited. Tyler sat down across from her, the evening city's hum fading into the background. Emma's laughter rang like music as she recounted tales of shared hope among those who had lost their way. Each story breathed life into Tyler's senses. He felt something awaken within him. He savored the simple act of sharing food and dreams under the pale glow of streetlights. This connection began to shatter the ivory tower he had built around himself. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Tyler found himself drawn in by her spirit, challenged to rethink the legacy he wanted to create. Yet, whispers of judgment loomed heavy. His family and high society peers watched from a distance, eyebrows raised, their disdain palpable. They viewed his friendship with Emma as reckless, and as their bond deepened, their doubts stung harder. But an unexpected twist hit when, amid laughter and shared vulnerabilities, Tyler surprised Emma with an offer to help her get back on her feet. It was bold yet risky, a world away from his corner office. Then came the call. His estranged brother on the line spoke of a family tragedy that unearthed buried guilt in Tyler's chest. The memories of holiday gatherings filled with love and laughter clashed with the isolation he now felt. Torn between abandoning Emma and rushing back to his old life, Tyler felt the weight of judgment and whispered accusations. Yet together, they embraced a community that supported them in defiance of societal expectations. As Tyler looked toward the uncertain future, a single question echoed in the chamber of his heart: could true compassion really transcend the steep barriers of wealth and class? In that moment, both fear and hope filled the air, and as challenges rose, he realized he stood at the brink of something that could reshape lives, including his own. Would he choose a path guided by wealth, or the love that had sparked in the depths of Chicago's shadows? Tyler felt the weight of the world closing in around him. His brother's voice still echoed in his mind, filled with urgency and pain. Their family had always been tightly knit, and the thought of a tragedy pulling them apart was suffocating. The love he felt for Emma was real and raw, but guilt twisted inside him like an unfriendly vine, tightening its grip with every passing moment. He could see the faint flicker of trust in Emma's eyes, a trust he never wanted to break. "Hey, are you alright?" Emma's voice broke through his storm of thoughts, drawing his attention back to her. She sat cross-legged on the pavement, her expression a mix of concern and curiosity. The night air was cool, and the sounds of the city bustling around them seemed so distant now, like a world he was about to leave behind. "Yeah, just thinking," he replied, forcing a smile. But she could see through it. Her eyes were sharp, cutting through the layers he tried to hide behind. "You've got a lot on your mind," she said gently. Her honesty was refreshing, a breath of fresh air in a suffocating situation. "You can talk to me about it, you know." Could he? The thought sent waves of uncertainty crashing over him. Tyler had lived in a world where vulnerabilities were hidden, where people donned masks of perfection. But here, in the warmth of her company, all he wanted was to share everything: the weight of his family's expectations, the guilt over his estranged brother, the unsure path he found himself standing on. "Family stuff," he finally admitted, the words tumbling out as if someone had nudged him off a cliff. "My brother, he needs me right now. There's been an accident." Emma nodded, her gaze never wavering. "I'm sorry to hear that. I can only imagine how hard that must be for you." "Thanks. It's just," he trailed off, unsure how to put into words the chaos in his heart. "I feel this pull back to my old life. My family expects me to step in, to put on the suit and take charge again. But..." He hesitated, searching her face for understanding. "But I feel alive?" She guessed, a small smile dancing on her lips. "With me?" "Yeah," he admitted softly. "With you. It's the first time in a long time I've felt something real." The sincerity of his words lingered in the air between them, charged with something unspoken. Emma shifted closer, her warmth a comforting balm against the cool night. "Love doesn't need a suit or a fancy car." Her voice was steady, reflecting wisdom beyond her years. "It doesn't care about money or status. It's about connection." Tyler knew she was right, but as he closed his eyes, he imagined the sharp suits, sleek cars, and the unyielding stairs leading up to his family's south house, the very place he had spent years shaping into a fortress of success. It felt like a dream fading into the distance as he stood at the crossroads of his existence. "What if this connection is all I really want?" he whispered, the confession tumbling forth, raw and vulnerable. She reached out, her hand brushing his. "Then fight for it, Tyler. Don't let fear decide your fate." He looked deeply into her eyes, his heart racing at the thought of choosing love over obligation. Would he have the courage? Just then, his phone buzzed in his pocket, shattering the moment like glass. He hesitated, staring at the screen as his heart dropped. It was his brother again. "Tyler, I need you." Her touch lingered on his hand, warm and grounding. He faced a decision that felt monumental. The city buzzed with life around him, contrasting against the stillness he felt inside. It was then he realized that love wasn't just about connection, it was about choice. Would he follow his heart or retreat into the arms of familiar expectations? Tyler's heart raced, and all the weight of expectation crashed into him. He could hear his brother's voice echo against the backdrop of his thoughts, the plea hanging in the air like a specter. Time seemed to freeze as he weighed his options. "Just take a second," Emma said softly, her voice soothing amidst his turmoil. "What do you want?" What did he want? He wanted to rush to his brother's side, to fix things. But he didn't just want that, he also wanted to stay here, wrapped in Emma's warmth, where laughter felt effortless, and hope wasn't a far-off dream. The dilemma twisted inside him, making it hard to breathe. "Tyler, if you need to go," Emma started, sensing his hesitation. "I understand. Family comes first." His instincts kicked in, urging him to spring into action, to throw on a suit and assume the responsibilities he had inherited. But looking at her, her expression brimming with understanding and a hint of sadness, he couldn't shake the realization that this, right now, was just as important. Can I just have a moment?" he asked, suddenly aware of how much he craved her presence. He needed her clarity, her light. "Of course," she replied, a gentle smile breaking through the heaviness. Tyler took a deep breath. I never wanted to feel trapped. I thought being the one in charge would fill this emptiness, but when I'm here with you, I feel free." "Then maybe your choice isn't about leaving," she said, tilting her head slightly. "Maybe it's about redefining what family means to you." He mulled over her words while his mind raced. What did that even mean? He could visualize his family, the one he had always felt obligated to serve. But could he still be a part of their lives while building something new with Emma? He felt a gnawing ache in his chest at the thought of leaving her behind. His phone buzzed again, dragging him back to the reality he was trying to escape. It was a group message from his family. "Tyler, where are you?" And then another, more frantic, "We really need you here. Are you seriously going to let those notifications decide for you?" Emma's question broke through the fog. Would they understand if your decision was about what makes you truly happy? The unyielding loyalty to his family fought against the burgeoning desire for personal happiness. Was it selfish to want to follow his heart when his brother was in trouble? This moment felt like a crucial point where he had to shed a layer of himself. Choosing Emma could mean sacrificing the life he'd worked so hard to build, yet, what if that life had become a prison? Tyler, Emma's voice broke through his thoughts again, pulling him toward her like a beacon. Whatever you choose, it has to be your choice, not something crammed down your throat by family expectations. He wrapped his fingers around hers, feeling the warmth radiate into his soul. The connection was undeniably stronger than anything he had ever known. "I want to be brave," he found himself saying, the words tumbling out before he could catch them. "But being brave feels terrifying." Emma leaned in closer, her gaze unwavering. "Bravery isn't the absence of fear, Tyler. It's acting in spite of it." The sun began to set in a riot of colors, bathing them in an orange glow, and for the first time, Tyler felt a flicker of conviction. The tension began to lift from his shoulders. Love was worth fighting for. Perhaps it was time to step out of the shadow and claim his heart, but just as clarity washed over him, his phone buzzed yet again, more urgent this time. The message read, "Tyler, it's an emergency." A cold wave washed over him. He lifted his gaze, caught between the rising hope he felt for his future and the fate of his brother that loomed ominously. The decision weighed heavily in his heart. As he exhaled, the choice felt closer, yet further away. What if this was only the beginning? "Tyler, what are you going to do?" Emma asked, her voice steady, anchoring him to the moment that in that instant, he realized he would have to choose not just between what was expected and what was desired, but between the past and an uncertain, yet hopeful future. Tyler's mind spun as he gazed into Emma's eyes. The urgency of the message tugged at his heart, but her steady presence grounded him. Everything felt heightened, electric. He had faced tough choices before, but this one was different. This one wasn't merely about duty, it was wrapped in love, fear, and hope. "I don't know," he admitted, his voice barely a whisper. The words were heavy, like admitting defeat. "I feel like I'm being pulled in two directions. I've always been the person who fixes things, but maybe I need fixing too." Emma squeezed his hand tighter. "You're not broken, Tyler. You're exploring how to align your responsibilities with what you want. That's brave. I can't help you choose, but I'm here for you whatever you decide." He stared down at their intertwined fingers, soaking in her warmth and support. He appreciated her deeply, but right now, the weight of his family's expectations pushed against him like a vice. "What do you think I should do?" he finally asked, the question lingering in the air without pressure. "I think you should take a moment and really think about what you want," she replied gently. "You might find that what you desire doesn't have to conflict with your loyalty to your family." Taking a deep breath, Tyler considered her words. Could he step into the unknown and still show up for his brother? What would that look like? The sunset's orange glow dimmed as clouds shifted overhead, a storm brewing somewhere in the distance, mirroring the turmoil within him. Suddenly, Emma's phone chimed, breaking the moment. Alarm flickered across her face as she read the news alert, a look of concern marking her features. "There's a report about your brother's accident. They're saying it's serious, Tyler." Panic ignited in his chest. "What? No, no." The world around him blurred momentarily, the edges of reality softening. He felt a deep, cold fear locking him in place. "I have to go. I need to be there for him." Emma's expression softened, her brow furrowing in compassion. "But what about us? You've just realized this beautiful connection between us. Do you really want to walk away from it? Guilt washed over him. It's not a matter of choosing one over the other. I can't turn my back on my family. I have to help him. With that, he released her hand and stood up, whose warmth dissipated under the sudden rush of urgency flooding through him. As he turned to leave, he felt a pang of loss. He didn't want to leave this moment, this connection that had awakened something in him for the first time in years. Tyler. Emma's voice stopped him in his tracks. He turned, searching her face for something reassurance, maybe. Promise you'll reach out, whatever you decide. You deserve to have both. Don't you dare ignore what we have. He nodded, though uncertainty churned in his gut. He wanted to promise her that he'd keep both worlds spinning, but it felt far more complicated than that. As he dashed towards his car, each step echoed the depth of his struggle. His phone buzzed again, bringing another wave of dread as he climbed in. The face of his brother stared back at him in the latest emergency message, a haunting reminder of what waited ahead. As he sped down the road, racing against time, a thought flashed through his mind. What if, in saving his brother, he lost his chance at a new life with Emma? An unsettling mix of fear and hope tangled together in his chest. Could he navigate this duality? Or was he destined to unravel under the pressure? The destination blurred in front of him as he pushed the accelerator, determined to make the right choice but terrified of what that choice would mean for them both. Would he find a way to reconcile his duties with what his heart truly desired, or would this moment of clarity slip through his fingers like sand? The rain began to patter softly against the windshield, a constant reminder that the world outside was shifting. Tyler's fingers tightened around the steering wheel, his heart racing with every drop that splashed against the glass. He felt like he was racing against both time and fate, the road ahead shrouded in uncertainty. His thoughts darted back to Emma, her smile bright and warm. He had only begun to unwrap the layers of connection between them, and now, with every mile that took him further from her, it felt like a piece of his heart was being left behind. What kind of future could he build if he didn't even know how to stay grounded in the present? Suddenly, his phone buzzed again, pulling him from his thoughts. It was a message from his mom, frantic and filled with capital letters. Tyler, where are you? We need you now. He could almost hear the desperation in her voice through the typed words, see the worry etched into her face. He swallowed hard as he decided to text back. I'm on my way. I love you, Mom. Part of him longed to share more, to let her know he would be there soon, ready to support their family. But the deeper part of him felt that talk of love didn't fit into the gravity of what lay ahead. As he drove, he flashed back to the last time he saw his brother, Alex. It had been an ordinary day, filled with laughter and banter. Alex had always been the adventurous one, always pushing boundaries. Tyler had admired his spirit while often feeling the need to rein it in, to protect him from the consequences of a free-spirited life. Now, it seemed that spirit had led to a tragedy that threatened to break their family apart. Pulling into the hospital parking lot, Tyler's heart dropped. The building loomed above him, sterile and imposing. The air felt thick, each inhaled breath heavier than the last. He shut off the engine but sat still for a moment, as if moving would solidify the reality he had been running towards. Come on, Tyler. You can do this, he muttered to himself. Steeling his resolve, he stepped out of the car and hurried toward the entrance, his mind swirling with what-ifs and worries. He felt the cold wind bite at his skin, but it paled in comparison to the fear gnawing at his insides. Once inside, the fluorescent lights were overwhelming, showcasing the churn of life and death happening all at once. He spotted his mother pacing in the waiting area, her eyes red and swollen. The sight broke something within him. He rushed to her side, enveloping her in a hug, feeling her tremble against him. It's okay, Mom. I'm here, he whispered, trying to be a source of strength even as his own fears clawed at him. What if we lose him? She cried softly, her voice cracking. The weight of her words settled like a dark cloud. Tyler took a shaky breath. We won. We have to believe he'll pull through. He searched her face for a glimmer of hope, but all he found was worry mirrored in her eyes. The minutes felt like hours as they sat, waiting for news. Each tick of the clock echoing Tyler's spiraling thoughts about his brother, family, and Emma. Would she be waiting for him when this storm passed? Would he even be the same man who had stood with her just hours ago? At that moment, a doctor emerged from the hallway, his expression serious yet sympathetic. Tyler's stomach twisted, every worst-case scenario flashing before him. He held his mother's hand tighter, their eyes locking in shared fear. "Is Alex okay?" Tyler managed to ask, his voice hoarse. The doctor nodded slowly. "Your brother is stable, but he's in critical condition. We need to keep a close eye on him." Relief mingled with anxiety. They still had a chance, but what would it take to protect and save him? As they stepped into Alex's room, Tyler's resolve hardened. Family had to come first, but could he truly sacrifice everything he felt for Emma? The battle raged within him, and he wondered if it was too late to have it all, but deep within, a flicker of hope remained. What if he could find a way to bridge both worlds? The final question loomed large in his mind. As they entered the dim room filled with buzzing machines and beeping monitors. Could his heart hold both love for his brother and the blossoming connection with Emma? Suddenly, he felt the weight of decisions crashing down around him, as life and love felt poised on the brink of chaos. Tyler stepped into the room, the sterile smell of antiseptic mingling with the faint hum of machines. Alex lay motionless in the bed, a tangle of wires and tubes connected to his body. The sight struck Tyler like a punch to the gut. He wanted to reach out, to shake him awake, to tell him to stop being reckless. Instead, he stood frozen at the foot of the bed. "We're still here," his mother whispered, her voice breaking the suffocating silence. Her fingers brushed against Alex's hair gently, the way she had always done when they were kids. It made Tyler's heart ache. "What happened?" he finally asked, his own voice sounding foreign to him. His mother drew a deep breath as if summoning words from a well of pain. "A car accident. He was with some friends. They were being stupid, racing, just being kids." Each word fell heavily, like stones into an abyss. Tyler's heart raced again, but this time with a different kind of urgency. "Is anyone else hurt?" She shook her head, eyes glossing over once more. "No, just Alex. Just our Alex." The hospital lights flickered, casting uneven shadows that danced dangerously on the walls. Tyler felt helpless and angry. He had been careful, always the one to look out for Alex. Why hadn't he been there? If he had, maybe things would be different. As the minutes dragged on, Tyler sat in a nearby chair, staring at his brother. He wanted to scream or cry, to lay it all bare, but instead, he was trapped in a cycle of thoughts. Time blurred around him, melting into dread and worry. Suddenly, the door opened and a nurse stepped in, her presence filling the room with warmth, even amid the chill. "I'm here to check on your brother," she said softly, a gentle smile on her face that somehow offered comfort. Can we talk to him?" Tyler asked, desperation creeping into his voice. The nurse nodded. "You can, but he may not hear you. That doesn't mean he can't feel your love." Tyler's heart twisted painfully. "I just wish I had been." I wish. He choked on the emotions clawing at him. "Don't blame yourself," the nurse advised gently. "It won't help him or you. Talk to him as though he's awake." Nodding, Tyler leaned closer. "Hey, Alex. It's me. It's Tyler. I'm here." Each syllable melted into the space between them. "You need to come back to us. We all need you. Just wake up, okay? We have so much to catch up on." He paused, unsure if his brother could hear him or if his pleading words would simply fade into silence. The only response was the rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor, steady yet haunting. Time continued to crawl, and slowly, the weight of his own feelings pressed down on Tyler like an anchor. He thought of Emma, her laughter, the security of her presence. How could he navigate this storm if his heart was splintered in two? His mother squeezed his hand, anchoring him back to the moment. "We're in this together, Ty. We have to stay strong. For him. For each other. Nodding, he felt a flicker of resolve. If Alex could fight, then so could he. But how? Would their family ever be the same? The flick of the door startled them both, and a familiar face appeared. It was Emma, her eyes wide with concern. I just heard I had to come. Is he okay? Tyler's heart skipped a beat. He felt the swell of conflicting emotions surge within him. He's hanging in, he said, the words tasting bitter on his tongue. As Emma approached, the air grew heavy again, thick with unspoken words. Right now, he didn't know if he could bear the weight of her worry, or the responsibility of keeping both his family and his heart intact, but deep down, beneath the layers of fear and uncertainty, something stirred within him. What if, in the chaos of all this, he could find a way to bridge Alex's recovery and his own heart's desires? Just then, a sharp change in the monitor caught their attention. Tyler's breath quickened. What was happening? Could this be another twist in a tale that seemed too big to bear? Would Alex pull through, and what would that mean for his relationship with both his brother and Emma? The monitor beeped, a frantic rhythm in the otherwise silent room. Tyler's heart raced, every pulse echoing his rising anxiety. He darted his gaze between the machine and Alex, willing for something, anything, to break the stillness. Emma took a step closer, her hands trembling slightly. What's happening? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Tyler swallowed hard, feeling panic swirl within him. I don't know. I don't. Before he could finish, the door swung open again, and a doctor rushed in, urgency written across his face. Step back, please, the doctor instructed as he approached Alex's bed, quickly assessing the myriad of readings on the machine. Tyler felt a knot tighten in his stomach, fear snapping its sharp teeth. Is he okay? Tyler's voice cracked, and he hated how vulnerable he sounded. He hated even more that he had to ask. The doctor's eyes flicked up to meet his, and for a fleeting moment, Tyler hoped for reassurance, but it was quickly replaced by a steely focus. We need to stabilize him, the doctor said briskly as he began calling for nurses. Emma's hand found his, squeezing tightly as they stood side by side, both feeling the gravity of the moment. Tyler could see the panic mirrored in her eyes, and he wished he could shield her from this reality. He wished he could shield himself, too. Stay with him, the doctor said as the nurses entered and prepared to adjust the equipment. Talk to him. Let him know he's not alone. I can't just stand around, Tyler mumbled. I want to help. Right now, being here is helping, Emma whispered, her voice steadying him. She faced the bed, her own fear and worry etched into her features. Please, Alex. Fight. You've got to come back to us. We all need you. Tyler's throat burned as he let her words wash over him. He moved closer again, leaning over his brother. You hear that? We're right here, okay? Don't you dare leave us now. We have so much to do together, don't give up. As he spoke, the heart monitor began to stabilize, each beep slower, deeper, filling the air with a fragile sense of hope. Tyler could hardly believe it, he felt his heart lift, if only a little. Was it hope? Could it be? Is he okay? He breathed, barely able to let the question escape his lips. The doctor nodded slightly, though his brow remained furrowed. For now. We need to monitor him closely. This isn't over. The restless energy in the room didn't fade. It settled, thick like smoke, leaving Tyler and Emma in a scared silence. The nurse came over, giving brief instructions about what would happen next. Tyler felt the weight of every word, soaking them in like a sponge. Hours passed, and slowly, night wrapped its blanket around the hospital, dimming the lights and muffling the sounds of distant activity. Emma settled into a chair next to him, fatigue pulling at her eyelids. You should get some rest, Ty, she murmured, her voice a gentle nudge. I'm fine. I want to be here when he wakes up. But what if Emma started but stopped herself? The what-ifs hovered between them, unspoken but tangible, three souls in a struggle against a looming darkness. What if he doesn't? Tyler finished for her, the truth stinging in his throat. He felt a tear fall, despite his efforts to stay strong. What if everything changes? Emma's hand found his again, grounding him. Tyler, whatever happens, we'll face it together. He's our family. And families don't give up. A flicker of warmth ignited within him, distracting from the fear. As long as they held on to one another, maybe they could survive this. But just then, a low sound echoed from the monitor. Tyler's heart plummeted again, and he could scarcely breathe as they both turned their attention back to Alex, praying the next beat would come strong and full of life, and then he saw it. A tiny flicker, a twitch at the corner of Alex's mouth. Did he imagine it? His heart surged in wild hope. Could it be? Would Alex wake up? Tyler held his breath, staring intently at Alex's face, willing the slightest movement to prove real. A flicker of hope spiraled within him, golden and bright against the impending shadows of despair. Emma squeezed his hand tighter, her eyes wide with anticipation. Alex? Tyler's voice was shaky, a thread of hope woven into uncertainty. Can you hear me? The room felt suspended in time as they waited, hearts beating like drumsticks in a hidden band, desperate for a sign. Then, as if in reply, Alex's eyelids fluttered. Tyler's breath hitched, and for a moment, he thought he might explode with the force of his emotions. Alex! Emma gasped, leaning closer. Please, come back to us. We need you. The doctor, still focused on the monitor, glanced up. This might just be reflexive, he said, but his tone contained a hint of guarded optimism. Let us see if it leads somewhere. Tyler could hardly focus on anything but his brother. You're not alone, he whispered fiercely. Please, just try. I know you can hear me. Moments stretched as they hovered in the grip of hope and despair. Alex's brow furrowed slightly, and then a faint sound escaped his lips, a croak that barely registered but echoed in Tyler's chest like a thunderclap. Tyler. The name was a whisper, fragile as glass. Oh my God. Yes, yes. I'm here. Tyler felt tears brim again, this time a mixture of relief and joy. You're back. We thought we lost you. I feel strange, Alex murmured, his voice wavering like a candle in a breeze. That's okay. You just need to get better, Tyler encouraged. He exchanged a glance with Emma, whose odd expression mirrored his heart full of love, fear, and indescribable joy. Alex, can you see me? Emma asked softly, leaning in closer, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. Not completely, he replied, blinking a few times as if waking from a long sleep. Just bright. I feel he struggled for the words, his mouth moving, yet the thoughts didn't seem to want to align. That's okay, Tyler soothed. You've been through a lot. Just take your time. We're right here. As Alex's gaze became clearer, he looked at Tyler for a while, recognition slowly dawning on his face. I thought he paused, working through his foggy mind. Are you okay? Tyler's heart swelled with emotion. I'm fine, but you had us scared there. I'm sorry. Alex's voice was weak, laden with exhaustion yet underlined with sincerity. You don't have to apologize, Emma chimed in, brushing a loose strand of hair behind her ear. Just focus on healing. We're all here for you. Tyler felt the tension in the room shift. A tiny flame of hope ignited in all their hearts, flickering defiantly in the dark. Could they beat this together? I thought I let you down, Alex whispered, his eyes glistening with vulnerability. You need me to know, you haven't, Tyler interjected sharply. You fighting back is what we need. We're in this together. But even as he spoke, doubt crept in. What if this struggle was just beginning? What would it all mean for their family if Alex still couldn't fully wake? Just as Tyler pondered that, a sudden commotion broke in the hall outside. The doctor's expression shifted concern, then urgency. He turned and dashed toward the door, summoning nearby staff. "Stay right here," he instructed as he shared a quick word with a nurse. Tyler's insides twisted again. What now? Who else might need help? As the commotion echoed through the room, he clutched Alex's hand and leaned in closer, his voice almost rising above the chaos. "No matter what happens, you fight. Do you hear me?" Alex nodded slowly, his eyes filled with determination now. "I'll fight." And in that moment, they connected, a bond forged through fear and hope. But just as Tyler found footing, the doctor rushed back in with grim news. "The situation is serious. We're going to need everyone's cooperation," he said, locking eyes with Tyler, feeling the ground shift beneath him. Tyler clenched his jaw as he faced the unknown, what lay ahead for Alex, for them all. "Tyler, stay with me," Alex urged, as the air thickened with uncertainty. The boundaries of their fight were just beginning to stretch, and Tyler could feel the weight of the world pressing down on their shoulders. What would it take to bring them through this? The question lingered, hanging in the air, heavy with unspoken fears and silent yearnings. As Tyler stared into the depths of his brother's eyes, something deep within him shifted. What sacrifices would he have to make to ensure Alex's survival? As the doctor stood before them, the gravity of the moment settled thickly in the air. Tyler could see anxiety mirrored in Emma's face, her mouth pressed into a thin line of worry. He swallowed hard and tried to ground himself, the urgent tone of the doctor snapping him back to the reality of their situation. "Everyone's cooperation," Tyler echoed, his heart racing. "What do you need us to do?" "Alex is stable for now, but we need to run tests immediately to assess any damage," the doctor explained, glancing at the monitors. "There's a chance he can regain full consciousness, but we need to act fast." Tyler nodded, adrenaline coursing through his veins. "Whatever it takes." Emma squeezed his arm, her voice trembling slightly. "We can do this, right?" "Absolutely," Tyler replied, determination flooding his every word. "We're going to get through this, Alex is going to be okay." The doctor motioned for the nurses to prepare the equipment, and Tyler felt his resolve hardening further. He could feel every fiber of his being urging him to shield Alex from anything that might hurt him more. As the medical team buzzed around the room, he leaned in closer to his brother. "Can you hear me, Alex?" he murmured. "They're going to help you. Just hold on." "I see you," Alex whispered, his voice barely audible, but the flicker of recognition made Tyler's heart surge. Just then, a nurse stepped forward, clipboard in hand. "We're going to need to move him to the imaging room for an MRI. Can you please step out for a moment?" Every fiber in Tyler's body resisted the order. "No. I can't leave him," he insisted fiercely, the nurse's gaze softened. "I understand. But keeping the area clear is crucial. You can stay near the door. You'll be able to see him as we go." He caught Emma's eye, and she nodded supportively. They stepped back reluctantly as the team prepared to move Alex, watching helplessly while they wheeled his bed out of the room. In that moment, standing at the doorframe, Tyler felt larger fears clawing at his insides. What if they found something worse? What if Alex couldn't fight through this? The questions swirled in his mind, heavy and persistent. "Tyler, breathe," Emma murmured, placing a hand on his shoulder. "He is strong. We just have to believe." "I know," Tyler replied, though doubt lingered like a shadow. "It's just what if should. Let us focus on him," she interrupted gently, her grip firm and reassuring. They paced the small waiting area, their footsteps echoing in the sterile space. Minutes stretched like hours. Tyler's mind raced as he recalled the countless laughter and memories they shared. Those moments of joy felt so fragile now. Finally, the doctor returned, his expression unreadable. Tyler rushed forward, heart pounding. "How did it go?" "He is stable. The MRI shows some swelling but nothing irreversible as of now," the doctor responded, but then his eyes sharpened. However, there's also a suggestion of fluid around his brain that we need to monitor closely. It could complicate recovery. Tyler's heart sank, disbelief flooding through him. Does that mean? We need to keep a close eye, and it may require further intervention, the doctor stated carefully. But we also have to consider your brother's resilience. He has shown remarkable signs already. Hope glimmered, however faint. Okay, Tyler murmured, swallowing hard. What's next? We'll treat the swelling and monitor his response, the doctor replied. Now is the time to surround him with positive energy. Remind him of everything to fight for. Tyler nodded, steeling himself. The fight was far from over, but he could feel that spark of determination lighting up in him again. We'll be right here, he declared, turning back toward the direction they took Alex. The sound of his brother's heart, steady and relentless, echoed in his memory, reminding him that he would fight, too. With each passing moment, he felt the barriers between them begin to crack. How much longer could he keep it together? Before he could spiral further, there was a sudden shout from the nurses, and Tyler's blood ran cold. What's happening? He gasped, fear crashing over him like a wave, as he sprinted towards the sound. What awaited them on the other side? Would they be ready to face whatever came next? Tyler's heart raced as he pushed through the doorway. The chaos that erupted in the room left his mind reeling. Alex's machines beeped erratically, alarms ringing in distressing chorus. What is going on? He shouted, panic rising in his throat. The nurses moved swiftly, their serious expression sending chills down his spine. Emma, right beside him, grasped his hand tighter, her face pale but resolute. He is fighting, she whispered, the conviction in her voice somehow grounding him even as the uncertainty surged around them. A doctor rushed in, calling for medications and tools, as Tyler felt paralyzed. All he could do was stand there, feeling an ocean of helplessness wash over him. Stay focused on him. He needs us. The doctor barked, trying to corral the chaos. The sound of machines whirring drowned out his voice. Emma leaned closer to Tyler, her hand squeezing his. Listen, we have to believe in him. He is strong. Her voice wavered, revealing the cracks forming under immense pressure. Tyler nodded, forcing himself to breathe deeply. The nurse's skilled hands worked frantically, administering IVs and adjusting the monitors. Come on, Alex, Tyler whispered fervently. We are right here. Fight for us. He willed his brother to hear him, to feel the love surrounding him like armor. Moments stretched, heavy with tension, until suddenly, Alex's eyes fluttered open. His gaze found Tyler, and in that instant, the world slowed. His voice was hoarse, but the sound was pure music to Tyler's ears. The fight still lived in his brother. Yes. I'm here. Tyler rushed closer, kneeling beside Alex's bed. Just hold on. You've got to keep fighting. I'm scared, Alex breathed, his voice trembling. What's happening? With Emma quietly supporting him, Tyler took a breath, steadying himself as he struggled to find the right words while shivering with emotion. You're going to be okay. They're helping you. You just have to trust us. Trust me. Alex blinked, and Tyler felt the room shift as uncertainty seemed to fade just a bit. I'm sorry, Alex mumbled, bitterness lacing his words. I didn't mean to worry you. Tyler shook his head, his heart swelling. Don't apologize. Just focus on getting better. We're a team. He glanced at Emma, who encouraged him silently with her beautiful smile. We're all here for you. They sat close as the nurses went about their tasks, stabilizing him as best as they could. Alex winced but then took a breath, focusing on their voices. Tyler could see the flicker returning, hinting at his brother's spirit pushing through darkness. With each passing minute, Tyler felt the tide of uncertainty shift. Remember all those camping trips we had? Telling stories under the stars? Tyler said, leaning in. Alex nodded slowly, a ghost of a smile forming. Yeah. The bear story, he croaked. Exactly. You were the brave one. A bear couldn't scare you. Tyler chuckled through the tears gathering in his eyes. He could feel the warmth of solidarity filling the room as memories wrapped around them like a protective blanket. As Alex grew still and the commotion began to settle, the doctor assessed his condition, the atmosphere slowly changing. We're monitoring closely, but he has shown remarkable signs of recovery. He is stable, the doctor explained with cautious relief. A weight lifted off Tyler's shoulders for the first time since the accident. Hope flowed back in, brightening the dim corners of fear. Emma squeezed Tyler's hand, letting the shared joy sweep through them. Yes. Tyler exclaimed, feeling the surge of emotion rising. We can do this, Alex. You've got this. Just then, they heard the faintest whisper from Alex's lips. Thanks for being here. Tyler's heart swelled. Always, brother. Always. Gathering courage, he turned to Emma. What if we celebrate this? When he's ready, I want to take you back to that old neighborhood. We'll recreate the best moments. Yes. Emma replied, her smile radiant. We'll have a barbecue, invite the neighbors at LLB, our way of starting fresh. The vision sparked something in Tyler, as relief mingled with hope for the future. The chaos they faced wouldn't define them, it would become part of their journey. Days passed, and as Alex began to recover, Tyler embodied determination, committing himself to be both a brother and a partner to Emma. He balanced the calls from family and visits with Emma, finding a rhythm he hadn't thought possible. They built a bridge between what had once felt like two separate worlds. One sunny afternoon, after many emotional moments, Tyler found himself on a park bench with Emma, holding her hand. I never thought I could have both, he admitted softly, watching the sunlight filter through the leaves. Emma beamed. You can, Tyler. Love doesn't bind us, it frees us. As laughter bubbled between them, Tyler felt the warmth of their journey settling within him. Maybe love was more expansive than he had ever imagined, weaving together beautifully through compassion, loss, and hope. And finally, through it all, Tyler knew he could embrace both the love of family and the bond he was building with Emma. Together, they stepped into the light, ready to create a beautiful, intertwined future, forging new memories beyond the shadows. Make your choice, embrace what truly matters, and hold on. You need to subscribe now to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm. They need you. Comment your feelings about this ending. Let's hear your thoughts. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. They deserve it too. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second.